Amid the scenes of human heartache this summer, another tragedy has been playing out, the huge toll on our unique wildlife.
With repeated fires, it's likely that there will be long-term decreases in their populations to the point where even currently common species begin to come under real threat for their existence.
And we can warm the milk. All right. Now we go feed. He was just skin and bone, this little fella. He was just, a little tiny little thing.
Like thousands of other Australians, these kangaroo joeys are bushfire refugees.
Papa. Going to sleep.
Susie Pulis runs a wildlife shelter in East Gippsland. As the fire front bore down, she fled with more than 30 native animals she was looking after.
There's no sign of life, there's no sign of the dead animals. They're just burnt beyond, they've burnt to ash. If I hadn't evacuated the animals at the shelter, they could have definitely been under threat. So the toll on me is huge. Sorry, hold it a minute. Okay, hang on just.
Susie's been caring for these 4 joeys in the lounge room of a friend's house at nearby Raymond Island.
It's a disaster what has happened, but the community has come together and really wanting to help, and it's just awesome to see that. Yeah, so I just want to say a big thank you.
Elsewhere on the island, Susie has enlisted a group of volunteers to collect food for 7 koalas that she's temporarily housed in a backyard.
We've got a roster going at the moment, and every morning we come and put new food in for the koalas, make sure it's all clean and nice for them and that they're all happy.
They're here because they were terribly sick, starving basically, but through the care and the good work of the locals on Raymond Island, we've been able to bring them back to good health.
Koalas are particularly vulnerable to the bushfire threat.
One of their responses to a threat is to climb up to the top of a tree and sit there. And if you have crown fires happening, that's obviously the last place you want to be.
Ecologist Chris Dickman says that other animals not directly threatened by the flames could also face a grim future.
They may be able to go underground, they might be able to go down into a deep burrow, cracks in the soil, or find even crevices in rocks if they're in rocky country. For them, the problem of the fires is going to be that when they re-emerge after the flames have passed, there'll be very little food, very little water, very little shelter. All their habitat would have gone. So these include species like the long-footed potteroo that occurs in Gippsland, East Gippsland.
Professor Dickman sparked international headlines with his estimate that up to 1 billion native animals have been affected by these fires.
Using average density estimates from published information in New South Wales, it looks as if around 800 million mammals, birds and reptiles have been affected by the fires. If we can make the assumption that the average densities calculated for New South Wales can be extrapolated into Victoria, where 1.2 million hectares have burned, then we're probably looking at 1 billion mammals, birds and reptiles that have been affected by the fires. So numbers are huge.
One of our guys was escorted through the fires, and he said it was like walking through a crematorium. He said it was deathly quiet, there was no birds, there was just charred bodies.
Come on, ready for another piece? Come on. Here.
Jenny Packwood has been caring for injured birds at her home in Vincentia on the New South Wales south coast.
Birds with singed feathers, burnt feet. Sea eagle I had last week came in with badly burned feet.
We have a little baby wattle bird.
Obviously there's not enough food out there, again, because of the drought and the fire situation. Dead grass, no leaves, no fruit on trees.
Down the road, another volunteer, Shirley Lack, is taking care of wombats orphaned by the fires.
Come on, Ash. Come on. Come on, get a bit warm outside, boy. Wombats are a lucky animal. They don't have a lot of impact as the fire's going over, but it's when they come out after the fire that the ground's all burnt and there's no food. The mother goes onto the side of the road looking for food, and they're hit, and then the babies are left in the burrow at this stage, and nobody comes back to get them, and then after a couple of days baby goes looking for mum.
Sadly, a number of our native animals may now face an uncertain future.
It'll never recover in my lifetime. Never. Be lucky to recover in my grandkids' lifetime. Sorry.
I think it is quite possible that there will be some species that face imminent extinction as a consequence of these fires. And I guess we'll only be able to find out what the effects of the fires have been when we get the chance to get back in and look at whether there are survivors.
Hi, I'm Lee Sales. Thanks for watching this story. If you'd like to watch more of 730's stories, they are on the left of your screen. And tap on the button below to subscribe and get the latest from ABC News.